De cara a la votación del proyecto HR 4900 que impondría una Junta de Control Fiscal sobre Puerto Rico, el Comité de Recursos Naturales de la Cámara de Representantes Federal celebró una audiencia en la que escucharon el testimonio de varios deponentes, entre ellos el del comisionado residente Pedro Pierluisi, quien, aunque se mostró complacido con el lenguaje del proyecto, abogó por herramientas de desarrollo para la isla.
Chairman Bishop and I worked together on those titles. And while this point is subject to reasonable debate, I believe these titles are a dramatic improvement over the earlier version of the bill and now more or less strike the appropriate balance between effectiveness in instilling fiscal discipline and respect for the democratic process. The board's main function is to provide broad oversight over fiscal policymaking in Puerto Rico. The board will provide guardrails for the government of Puerto Rico, but in no way supplant the territory's elected leaders.
Por su parte, además de reconocer la crisis humanitaria que atraviesa Puerto Rico, el consejero del secretario del Tesoro, Antonio Valls, manifestó que cualquier legislación para ayudar a Puerto Rico debe contemplar, además de controles fiscales, espacio para reestructurar la deuda.
Second, any stay on litigation must ensure that the Commonwealth has sufficient breathing space to allow for voluntary negotiations, which we strongly support. A stay must also allow for a transition without interruption from these voluntary negotiations into a period of restructuring if it's needed.
Mientras que el representante legal del grupo más grande de bonistas, los del Cofina, Xochitl Kirkpalani, aseguró que el interés de estos bonistas estriba en el bienestar económico del pueblo puertorriqueño. Kirkpalani rechazó además que la propuesta congresional represente un cheque en blanco para Puerto Rico.
We are backed by the sales taxes of Puerto Rico. So, although creditors like the ones I represent certainly want to see their debts repaid, our interests are aligned with the people of Puerto Rico, because if they can't afford to go out every day and buy things they need for their families, we can never get repaid. And if they leave home and move to the mainland states, we can never get repaid.
Para Noticias UL 12, Manuel Valentín y Luis Joel Aymat.